back again, and let's see, can you see that the undecorated cars, I mean the decorated cars are now undecorated. They've been run through the stripper, both of them, and once they get cleaned up, they'll be ready for paint. Now the undecorated one, I have finished sanding the roof panels, and now all it needs is to have the, I don't know what you call these things, the embossed sections cut and glued into place. There's one of them. That's going to be the master I'm going to use. And I'm going to cut some duplicates. I have, oh, what is this? This is evergreen styrene, and I don't remember what size, unfortunately. And I'm going to use this Northwest Shortline chopper as a table to cut against. I hope this will work. I don't know if you can see all this fidgety work I'm doing here, but wish me luck. So, don't know how this is going to work. So I have the first one that I cut out. I'm using as a master, and I have another one underneath it, and I'm gonna just trace on there the cut lines. Okay, there's one. Maybe what I'll do is I'll trace all three of them right now. And I can get this Northwest Shortline chopper out of the way. And do the final trimming and cut. Two down, one to go. Or should I say three down, one to go. The dimensions of these roof panel is again, it's not really that critical. It's just to give the idea that the roof isn't flat like that. You can see on my as far as these models are concerned, at this point I still have to do drilling out of the grab iron holes on two of the three cars. I've done one of them. I haven't done the undecorated, and that one's done. And this one here. Yeah. Oh, I made the panels with evergreen styrene. 0.2 by 0.25. Oh no, that's not it. That can't be it. No, that's not. It's 0.2 by 0.156. And I have a little bit of evergreen 2x4 there. I'm going to use those later for the roof walk end sections there that go over here. And those don't get put on until after these babies are all done and glued in place. As for the sanding that I did, I think I mentioned before that's about the most tedious and time-consuming part of this model. It probably takes at least a half an hour per car, and I use, and it might be more than a half an hour, it might be an hour, but anyways, I use the same sandpaper I've been using for God knows 30 plus years, K&S FlexiGrit. It comes in a variety pack, and I just go from the coarsest one in the package to a less coarse, and then a very fine one. I don't worry about going super fine. Okay. Now what I do is I just put a bend in it, try and figure out approximately where the center is. Put a bend in there. Close enough. My favorite glue, Fowler Expert. I use this, have been using it since the 1990s. Back when I had a hobby shop and I used to sell great stuff. I like the fine applicator on it. I like how it works. It's really quick acting, and it bonds most styrene you're going to see in hobby work. I use it for my model railroading, I use it for my car modeling. It's not the only cement I use. I also use Plastruct from time to time, as needed. Cool. Don't know if I mentioned before. I have a neurological condition. I'm not nervous. I have shaky hands. It's hereditary, nothing I can do about it. It's called essential tremors. And I say it's hereditary. My dad had it, my grandfather had it, my older brothers had it. So that's what it goes. I used to be able to do this kind of work full time, and I love doing it with the shaky hands and my eyesight now. I used to be able to do this without any magnification. I now have to use magnifying glasses and all this other stuff. It's become a pain in the neck. So I don't do it full time anymore. Now, these are the roof arc sections that are going to go in the corners. I'm going to put a little piece of 2x4 on there. Just to raise it up. The roof walk sections here that I'm using, by the way, it's a Tichy Train Group steel roof walk 40 foot, number 3631016. There's the package. It gives you how many? Three, I think, 3 roof walks in a package, or two roof walks in a package. Can't remember. And I'm only using the little short sections, so you only get 2 with each panel or each roof walk. So you don't get much out of that package. I was going to mention, you could use the roof walk sections. The only thing is that the roof walk sections, the roof walk, and you could cut it to length, they are narrower than these little pieces here. And on the real deal, you know, on the real cars, that's the way they were. I don't know if you can see that, but it's probably 6 inches scale narrower. And this helps to cover up a little bit of the where you filled and sanded the ice hatch. So I like to have it as big as possible. Cover up boo-boos. Now I could, in theory, glue these on, but I'm not going to glue these on until I do the roof walks, the roof walk singular, and I'm not going to do that until I do a little bit more work with those structural pieces that I just glued on. I want to let those dry for an hour or two, and then I will put a little angle on them. Camber, I don't know, camphor? What is that called? Alright, there's those roof walk sections. Little HO scale 2x4 section on it. Look like that. Oh, one's crooked. Straighten that out. So hopefully these will be in the paint shop tomorrow. It'd be nice because I've been working on these silly cars for way too long. And don't forget to put the cover back in. I use a piece of wire for the faller. It helps to keep it from plugging, and the air doesn't get in, believe it or not. Okay, the roof panels have dried a little bit, and so what I'm going to do now is just take my X-Acto blade, and I'm going to put a little bit of an edge on the little angle on these. Just scrape along. To make it look like they were pressed. I'll try to show you in a minute here. Okay, well, don't know if that shows, but take a look at those and see if they look like they've got a little bit of an angle to them. I've got more to do on this, and Probably a 15-20 minute job to do all these edges.